what's up y'all, God Curves here, back with another video. This is going to be a quick peacekeeping mission guide. If you find this video helpful, I definitely appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know. So this one, it's going to take a handful of runs, to say the least. You're going to need to get 12 scav kills on Woods, Customs, Interchange, and Shoreline wearing the Untar or Blueberry kit. And you need an M4A1 rifle. So the Blueberry kit's pretty self-explanatory. You can just buy them from level 2 Peacekeeper or on the flea market. But one thing to take note of is your fucking Blueberry wearing this kit. So know that you stick out. Everybody's gonna see you just like immediately because you got a Blueberry on your head and it's not very stealthy. Alright, so we gotta run the M4A1. It's kind of underperforming right now. So I wouldn't suggest investing a lot into it. The only thing I did was put a sight on it and a compensator. If I had a suppressor already in my stash, I'd run it, but I wouldn't necessarily invest more into it. This performs adequately. Just switch to single fire whenever they get too far out, and go for headshots or like crouch and fully auto, but it's really not going to be the best. And then we're gonna run 2 to 3 mags with 5.5A1 or 5.6A1, and then at least 5 mags with M855 and like extra ammo, because 5.56 is understated. So you're just gonna want to shoot the shit out of everything, because if you don't, they're not gonna die, and then they're gonna shoot you, and it's gonna hurt. And then sometimes you'll buy the gun and it will already have the rail, so you're just gonna throw a light on there. Because like a light laser combo, it helps with the recoil, and it's just great to have a light. And then sometimes there will be like the carbine, the short barrel, and you that's fine, you can run those. But you're going to need to switch to single fire and shoot to shoot accurately at closer ranges than you would with the longer barrel. So that's just something to take note of. And it's in really close ranges, full auto is super effective, but at like the further away you get, you really need to just go for headshots with the semi-auto is the best way to run it. And definitely take advantage of that 3x sight, because the M4A1 does have decent range on it, so you can actually hit reliable shots at like 200 meters plus, like 250. So it's just a great all-around kit. And because you're running like a couple or like 2 to 3 decent mags, you have kill threat for like players early on, and then you're just like mainly looking to avoid players and get scavs essentially. And so depending on the time of day that you play, it will actually affect how easy this is. If you're playing whenever everyone's on and it's just like a shitstorm, you're gonna have a really hard time with this one. If you play whenever the servers are kind of quiet and you play around like PMCs and stuff like that, you'll definitely get this one done a lot easier. But we're gonna go to the maps. I'll show you the scout spawns really quick, and that'll be it. Alright, so here's our first map. This is gonna be for Interchange. So Interchange is pretty brutal. It's definitely gonna be kind of difficult to get this one done in one run, unless you're gonna wait for player scouts to spawn. And PMCs are pretty brutal here. It's going to help a lot if you know the spawns, and like in which case you're probably not even watching this guide because you already know what to do. But anyways, so everywhere outlined in yellow is going to be where the scavs usually spawn. The most reliable ones are going to be Ollie and Idea. There's always scavs that spawn here, as well as like the center of the store here, first and second floor. And then Goshen, there's usually like a couple, and there's always 1 to 2 whenever you're extracting to Emercom right here. And then scavs can spawn here, and then if you wait till like the end of the map, player scavs will just like flood the map. And there's also sometimes scavs in the underground part, and also Killa, who might kill the fuck out of you, but hey, maybe you'll kill Killa too, so whatever. Yeah, so that's it for Interchange. We're gonna go to the next one. So we got customs here. A lot of this is going to depend on where you spawn and when you play. If it's like whenever everyone's on, customs is just a total murder house, and it's gonna be very difficult to get away from them. The 2 or 3 mags with good ammo is definitely gonna help a lot dealing with that. But a lot of it's just gonna kind of come down to like intuition, and like experience and whatnot, and just like finding, what works for you. But so everywhere outlined in yellow is where scavs spawn. Customs, it actually has a lot of scavs, but they're gonna be like, like 3 or 4 here, and or like 1 to 2 here. Ruaf can have like upwards to 5 to 6. This area right here, there's usually like 1 to 2 in Fortress. I mean, I'm sure you play custom, so you know, but maybe you didn't know some of these spawns, so just kind of point them out. Old gas usually has 1 to 2. There's almost always 1 to 2 here, and like this whole little area is pretty rich in scavs. Like military base, there's usually like a few here, and there'll be like a couple here, and then like a gas station, and then you could even push the old gas. The main issue is you're very likely to run into players, but maybe less so. You'll definitely find a lot of kills there for sure. And Ruaf, if like sometimes you'll go to extract at Ruaf and you'll fight like 5 or 6 scavs. It's usually like a great place. If you spawn on this side, there's almost always scavs early on here, but sometimes not. It just depends. And then you'll usually always find at least 1 to 2, 3 or 4 in dorms, but it's also just a slaughter field. Like if you're not super experienced, I would generally avoid it. So that's the customs one. All right, so we got shoreline. So shoreline, the bulk of like the reliable scav kills you're gonna get are going to be in the southern half of the map, and mainly they're gonna be like the sniper scavs at power station, the scavs at gas station, scavs at pier, scavs at crane, scavs on scav island that you can like snipe from out here, and you can snipe these two from here. And then if you spawn by radar station, there's usually always 2 scavs there, so it's just like a quick one to pick up. um, there are scav spawns to the north, but they're super dangerous, primarily. You can usually find at least 2 to 4, sometimes 5 or 6 scavs in the resort, and then like 2 to 4, sometimes even 5 or 6 at the terminal. And there's actually like a random 2 scav spawns here in this little area for some reason, and there's usually like a sniper scav spawn here, as well as like 1 or 2 that patrol down there. Okay, so we got our last map. This is woods. Woods you could probably knock out in one go if you have a good go. Especially like say you spawn at Intercom and you kill any of the players that show up, and you loot the whole thing, you're gonna kill like at least 5 or 6 scavs before you leave Intercom. And then for example, you could push north and probably get a couple at Spine, and then like go to village, and then say they might be totally wiped out, but in which case you could just go to scav bunker, and then they might be totally wiped out, in which case you could just go to checkpoint, and there's probably be like a few there, and then you can push through the woods, and there will be usually like 2. So sometimes there won't be any, it just depends, but there's usually scavs in the woods and like by suppressor shack right there, and there's usually scavs at scav house. And you could even go mill, but like there's a lot of just like really good players there, as well as like Sturman, who's just like a total aimbot. But there's tons of scav spawns here, and like scav bunker will be a really good one. You usually get like 4. Immercom is probably the biggest one if you can hold it down. Village will always give you like 2 to 3, and then you'll find like stragglers at Spine, and checkpoint is like usually a solid a couple scav kills. But yeah, that pretty much sums this one up. What it'll definitely help you a lot if you're not worried about getting it all done at once, and you're not spending a lot of money investing in your M4, because it's really not going to be that good. And also, if you know If like everybody's playing right now, it's probably not the best time to like try and get your scav kills in. But like, like on those odd days where like not everybody's playing, that might be like a good day to like hop in and try to play around players and get your scav kills in, because if it's just like a slaughterhouse, it's pretty difficult. But yeah, thanks. Check out the content. If you stuck through it this long, then maybe check out some of my other stuff. You're like a super fan at this point or something. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I appreciate it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.